welcome to the Huddle. This is your boy Charlie P, first time hosting. Neil finally gave me a chance to host. Woohoo! I got to my right. Introduce yourself.
Oh, me, Kirby. I'm Juicy.
JB in the building.
All right, we're gonna get right into the show. Okay, we're gonna recap a little bit. We're gonna talk about the Super Bowl and how things went. As a Redskin fan, I'm happy for the Eagles because it's an NFC East, but I can't stand the Eagles because we compete against them. What's your thought, JB, as a Cowboy fan?
Oh my God, where am I?
Hey. I'm cool with the Eagles winning. I wanted them to win the game. I mean, you know, I don't got nothing against Tom Brady, but I did want the Eagles to win. I wouldn't have been mad if they lost, but, you know, I'm glad they got the W. Tom Brady and them, they started off like they normally do, but then they broke down toward the end of the game.
But the thing I heard that the Eagles did a fake practice just in case if the New England, you know, videotape their practice.
Hey, they gotta make sure they get the W's any way they can.
Game again, yeah.
I ain't mad at them.
Ladies, what y'all think? What y'all think?
Well, being a Philly native.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Because I had to, like I said, I had to check in. Nobody told me this before I was invited on the show. I'm surrounded by enemies. It's okay. It's okay. We needed it. We wanted it. We wanted it better than they did. So we got it. It's the first one.
I mean, y'all played good all season, so I can't even be mad at that.
You can't call us underdogs anymore. We didn't play like underdogs.
Wow.
Y'all did.
Did you go up and celebrate for the parade?
I didn't, because that was a whole lot of people, and so the way my job is set up.
That parade was live.
It was a lot. It was a lot of people.
I've
heard wonderful things from my friends and family back in Philly, though. So I watched it. I watched it while it was happening, and I saw the speech. So
hey, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of peek in and out to try to check them out and see what they're doing. What about you?
I do not really follow football, but both sets of fans were very loud leading up.
Do you want me to jump into football or you want to talk about the pole dancer first? Which one? Which one you prefer?
Let's get on the pole dancing.
Okay, let's do it.
Because we got the pole dancing.
Introduce yourself. Go ahead.
Well, like I said, I'm Kirby, and this is Susie, and we are the owners of PoleSmart, which is a
Pole lifestyle brand.
Yes, that's what it is.
Pole lifestyle brand.
Yes, because we do a lot of things.
We do too much.
We do a lot of things, and it's just the best way to describe it. So
to encompass all of what we do.
All of it. So we have apparel. We also have cosmetics and grip aids.
Right here.
So speaking of grip aids, that's what you said. That's what this is, right?
Yeah, this is. That's what that is.
So will you put that on right before you go on the pole, or hours before the pole?
Anytime.
But if you was to put that on like 8 a.m., you gonna still be able to grip at 2?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Okay, but in Philadelphia, they was trying to put grease on the pole so your fans won't jump on the pole.
Yes, they were.
So,
and I believe that,
determination.
Claim. They got up there with determination, and I just believe that PoleSmart would have made it a little bit easier.
So imagine if you was there up in Philly, okay, and you promoting your business, the people want to climb the pole. What would you tell them to do? How would you do it?
If somebody wants to climb the pole,
right, and just dance on the pole.
Come to her class.
Yeah, so that's not exactly like a technique thing that you can break, because I can explain it to you and I can explain what needs to happen, but a lot of times it's about muscle engagement.
Okay.
So somebody who is a regular in the gym and they can do pull-ups and they can bench and they can do all these things, they can come and take a class and be completely and totally lost because it's just a different kind of muscle engagement, and they may catch on to things quicker than some people who aren't in as good of shape, but ultimately it's
the
just
only way to learn it is to do it.
So speaking of getting in shape and all that, so is it a weight requirement to do what y'all do?
No, absolutely not.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. I mean, of course, so I guess I should qualify this. Of course, depending on the setup, poles have weight restrictions.
Okay.
And depending specifically if you go to a studio that has tension mounted poles, which are poles that are removable, they're not permanently mounted. But our studio, my body shop,
Riverdale, Maryland.
In Riverdale, Maryland.
My body shop. That's what's
My
called?
body shop is called My Body
Okay.
Shop.
Riverdale, Maryland.
Riverdale,
You
Heights,
dress
Buildings,
up?
that general
Okay.
area. Oh,
Okay.
geez. 6001 Riverdale Avenue.
No.
That's not it. 66
Avenue.
Okay, yeah. See,
We just go there.
Yeah, I just know how to get there.
We just
Just take
live
that
there.
Hyattsville exit off of 295, and it's right in that little shopping center.
But so because our poles are mounted
Mhm.
into the studio, we don't generally have that issue.
Yeah. So, and we've never saw someone and was like, you know what, we don't think.
So
that
do you
it's
have
right.
someone to sign a release form before they actually come in? And
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
any other sport.
Yeah.
Just basic
So-
don't sue me form.
Wow. So if a stranger just come with, like, for example, if it's Valentine's Day is coming up right now, so if their husband and wife won't come in, what would you recommend for them?
Just do it.
Do it?
A lot of studios around will have Valentine's specials. Our studio occasionally has something we call a Sadie Hawkins class,
Okay.
which is where the girls who attend regularly will bring their boyfriends, husbands, whoever, to introduce them to it, have a fun time. So especially this time of year, there are a lot of packages for people to come in and do it cheaply as well.
Is there a certain type of outfit you're supposed to wear before you come in? I mean,
As little
As
clothing
comfortable.
as you're comfortable with, I'll say, and the longer you do it, that
more
actually
comfortable you
becomes smaller and smaller and smaller.
So boys shorts and a cami is good to go.
Sports bra.
We'll
Sports
start with
bra.
that. Yeah. A lot of our
Thong.
attire that's made for pole dancers closely resembles swimsuits.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
off camera,
So-
you mentioned, go ahead,
Oh,
Jimmy.
my bad. So do y'all host pole parties like that? You'll come out to somebody's house and do private events.
Well,
like
I'm an instructor.
Yes.
She's my pole baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She pole raised me.
So I do parties. I actually did one last night. But it's not, we don't go to people's houses as much as we used to. Now we
Okay.
just do them in studio, so you can rent the studio space and you get instruction. The studio doesn't just do pole classes. We also have like twerk and chair and lyra and lyra, and we have a
Twerk and
whole.
chair. So
Those are two different things, not
So-
together.
so break down the chair, because I know what I see. And
No,
here,
what you're saying is what
Oh,
we're
that's
talking
what
about.
y'all-
Like, yeah,
oh,
sexy
me,
dancing on
me
the chair.
here,
Yeah.
arms back. And,
Well, so that's lap dance. That's
okay.
That's
That's what I'm
different.
thinking.
You,
Yeah.
it's a little bit hard to maneuver on a chair when someone's on it,
Okay,
but
okay.
It can be done, but requires a lot of practice.
absolutely,
Okay.
and trust, because you might get kicked in the face once or twice, but that's okay. Just charge it to the game.
Okay.
What do you say about twerking? Dudes don't twerk.
They shouldn't. They should not.
Anybody
You
can
should do
twerk.
what they want to do. It's your ass. You do. I'm sorry. It's your butt. I'm sorry. It's
So
your
you have
booty.
guys actually coming in and trying to twerk?
Not often. Not often,
sometimes.
but it happens.
Sometimes.
We want more.
Nah.
Okay.
Come on down.
So if the guy does come in and say, hey, I want to take the twerk class,
Yeah.
y'all ain't like, looking at him like
We
a
don't
creep or
turn
nothing.
anyone. We don't turn anyone away.
Okay.
Honestly, it's so the one thing that I love, and I think she also loves about the pole community, is it's just very open and very accepting.
As long as you're willing to come in and be respectful, we want to have
Yeah.
everybody. Even at our sister studio, Fit for Polars.
In Virginia.
Yes.
Alexandria, Virginia.
Alexandria?
Alexandria,
Okay.
Virginia, right
For all
off
the VA
495.
people out there, I know
Yes.
Glenn lives in
Come
VA.
see me. I teach there too.
Okay.
So you actually think this is a sport? It can become a sport?
It is
It is a sport.
Really? Okay.
So do you think it should be added to the Olympics? Because right now the Olympics going on, all that. So do
I
you
have
think it should be
my-
in the open ceremonies?
Okay.
She about to lay it out.
And this may be an unpopular opinion.
Mhm.
There are divisions in our community about whether it should be in the Olympics.
So
Okay.
if it happens, I will fully support it and I will cheer.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't happen, I will not shed a tear. Oh,
Okay.
that rhymed. And my because there's just so much that goes into being just a large organized sport. And right now the pole community is made up of people who genuinely love and support each other. There is not a lot of
It is a very
infighting.
collaborative environment.
It is a beautiful thing. But once you start
Competition at that level.
it's gonna get crazy, and and then there's what exactly does that look like? Right now we barely have one agreed upon governing body. It's the ISPF, International Pole Sports Federation. That's been the sole force pushing it.
Okay.
But they're
Right.
like kind of.
There's a lot of pushback.
Yeah.
But they did just this past October get observer status from the Global Association of International Sports Federation, which is a mouthful. But that is the first step on the road to becoming an Olympic sport. But there is a lot of disagreement about whether that should happen based on what it might do to our community and the regulations that it might put on us.
Yeah.
Okay, so you saying pole actually relieve the body. So what about yoga? How you compare yourself to people who take yoga compared, I mean not yoga, but you do the yoga sport?
Yoga, Pilates.
Yeah.
It's like the difference between a Buick and a bicycle, honestly. Like it is so strength. So yoga definitely requires
balance,
strength,
flexibility,
yes. All of the same things that it requires to do pole. However, I feel like just kind of like out the gate, the amount of strength that you build, and if you do it consistently, the amount of strength that you build and how quickly you build it is not really compared. I've never done anything that built strength the same way and as quickly.
And we do make use of a lot of yoga poses, both on the floor and we just put a pole through it and do it 15 feet in the air.
Yep.
And so we definitely draw a lot of inspiration from yoga. And we do for warm up sometimes.
Yeah.
So how often do people get hurt?
All the time.
All
the time.
Okay, so comparable to other sports, injuries happen, and our community has actually had a really good response to severe injuries. Was it a year or 2 years ago, one of our really big celebrities in the pole community dropped in a move and broke his spine.
Wow.
Oh, you mean Jason Lynn?
His spine?
He wasn't pole dancing, man. I think he was on straps.
Okay.
Wow.
He was
on straps, but he was he's an aerial. So
straps?
So we are part of the larger aerial community that includes aerial hoop, straps, silks, and pole. It includes, it's all encompassing. And so a lot of it is transferable competencies, but at the same time, don't think that just because you're good at one, you're automatically going to be good at another.
That way.
But yeah, so he was performing straps, and there was a malfunction with the equipment. It wasn't due to his own anything he did, but yeah, he had a very severe fall and fractured his spine.
The whole community came out to support his recovery, and there was actually just an article that came out showing how far along in his recovery he's come with everybody's support. So I think that we handled them very well, and there's a growing amount of education in our community about how to prevent injury.
So my question is, as an athlete, you tell like someone who's about to go to the pro, go do pole dancing, it might loosen your muscle up. What's your thoughts on that? Because you think if you tell a guy go jump on the pole, he like, nah, we ain't gonna do that. Athlete, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, it's the same thing. Like
they do yoga.
Yeah, they do yoga. They do ballet. Like all of those things that will lengthen and strengthen the muscles. There's no reason why you couldn't also come and take a pole dancing class. Not every class is heels, sky high heels, and dipping around the pole and popping your booty. I said not every class. There are some classes.
We had that today. It was so much fun.
Exactly. So there are definitely different styles of pole dancing, and each class will be completely and totally different. I don't do the same style every class. Sometimes I'll just throw a bunch of stuff. Sometimes it's a routine, and sometimes I'm just like, we're going to do a bunch of random stuff. No, they don't go together, and don't complain.
So how did y'all get started in doing the pole dancing?
I was a martial artist for 13 years.
Wow, really?
You got belts and all that?
Yeah, lots of them. But I needed something a little more creative and a little more relaxing to do than that. And relax. Sorry, I wasn't in your class yet. I thought it would be. Then I'm with her. And so I was like, let me try this style of dance. And there was the studio that we go to is right down the road from where I lived. And so I just popped in as kind of a New Year's resolution. And here I am 4 years later.
Wow.
Okay. You Miss Curvy?
Well, I actually started, I guess, kind of in part of like a weight loss journey. I had been going to the gym, and it got boring, and so it was a little stagnant. And I like to dance. I like my exercise disguised as fun. And so I started to see different kind of celebrities or different things on TV about people trying out pole dancing. It was really like random, and it wasn't happening often because this was back in 2000 and the end of 2007. Right. So I've been doing this since 2008. Okay. And so I saw this episode of King of Queens where the lead character, he convinces his wife to take pole dancing classes, and she's so awful at it. And she's like reading it, and she's like trying to do back bends, and he is like dying inside silently, but she's just loving it. She's like giving him coupons like, yeah, come and watch me tonight. And he finally gets so fed up that he's like, look, this is how it should go. And he hops on the pole and he does all these moves. And I was like, if that freak like me could do it, why can't I? And so I bought a class pack and I started going, and I've been going ever since.
And you became like a YouTube sensation for a minute.
I wouldn't call it a sensation.
Yeah, okay.
I was like a cute list.
Well, I want to get, before I get into sports, you know, Wednesday coming up, and most guys, we duck Wednesday. What would you recommend? What would you recommend?
He called it Wednesday. I'm like, what's happening Wednesday?
Valentine's Day. I leave my personal thoughts alone, but what's your thoughts on it? You brought the cherries in, so what's the story?
Yeah, she brought some strawberries.
Yeah, I brought in chocolate covered strawberries because I did a party at the studio last night and we didn't give it to the party, and so the owner was like, do you want these? And I was like, that's a lot of strawberries. I'm not going to eat. Oh, I'm going somewhere tomorrow with a bunch of men who might like them. But then I was like, they will be in the basement. I don't know how they're going to feel about sitting around eating chocolate covered strawberries.
Yeah,
together.
it's not
But I brought them anyway because I figured y'all could enjoy them in the private.
Okay, but what would you recommend for men to do on Wednesday? If it's pole related, what would you recommend?
Pole related? Like, if it's pole related, you should be talking to, if it's pole related, I should be talking to your partner. Because I imagine that you want someone to perform for you. I don't think you have any, and you guys have made it quite clear that y'all not coming and taking my class.
Because it takes a minute to develop the skill. So if you were thinking this for Valentine's Day, you waited too long.
Way too long.
So we should have got with y'all like November. Say, look, baby, go to this class in November.
January at the latest.
Okay.
January, you should have been having that conversation in January about
Oh, there's so much.
Sorry.
Okay, so we have some questions.
So,
can you read the question?
So, what advice would you give women with low self-esteem that want to try your class?
Oh, absolutely, come and take a class.
This is one of the best ways to build self-esteem.
Absolutely. What happens is, no matter what your initial motivation for coming to take a class, at some point, and I have never seen this go any other way, at some point you are absolutely only doing this for yourself, to push yourself, to see what it is that you can achieve. Most of the people, most of the girls in our classes, most of the people in our classes are like he doesn't care, like he's not paying attention. I'm like,
can you offer like a free training for them? Because imagine they don't want to spend their money if they don't know if they actually can do it. What do you do for like a 1 week? You
come and you take one class. It's $25 to take a class. Exactly. There's just way too many.
Y'all saying this on the Huddle show? Y'all get one free session.
I never said that. Only sponsoring. They got a scholarship that you should definitely take that. You should definitely sign up for that.
Show, and we go from there. Okay, finish.
Charlie gonna sponsor.
He out there trying to help y'all out, trying to help y'all lives out.
Okay, did anybody watch any basketball today? Did you plan to watch the All-Star game next weekend?
Is what?
Uh-oh, Lord.
We're gonna be
You got me hosting people who don't know sports. Really?
We know sports. We know our sport. We know our sport.
Basketball?
Are you
when the sports balls happen? I'm a dance class.
Are you gonna watch the Atlantic PSO championships that happen in March? Are you gonna they're happening right in Virginia at the Hyatt.
Is it televised?
It's not televised, but it is an open, like you can buy a ticket and go. Actually, are you gonna come and watch us perform at the showcase at my body shop
February 24th?
February 20.
That's
February
my
24th.
sister's birthday. I ain't gonna be able to
Bring
make
her.
it.
Oh, yeah, bring her.
She gonna be doing karaoke.
Bring the whole party.
Bring the whole party?
Yeah.
It's from,
Do
it's
I
from
get in free if I bring the whole party?
No.
I mean, I'm bringing the whole party. One person could get in free. Me?
No.
Maybe.
Nah.
Maybe.
Man,
We don't
we
make
talk
the rules.
offline. We talk offline.
It's PoleSmart organization.
Yeah, we talk offline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They give trophies.
They give medals. I won a medal before last year.
Yep. She brought the house down up in
She's so
Philly.
complimentary.
What's PSO?
It did. PoleSmart organization. That's the name of the
They run a
organization that runs
chain
the
of competitions.
Yes. So they
That
do
runs
them.
the
Yes, they do them in
All through the year.
the DC area and Philly and Cali and
New York.
So how
Atlanta.
often do y'all go?
When
we feel like it.
Yeah, I personally like competing is like a whole other level, and I'm just not that
Yeah.
organized in my life.
I've never competed.
But
I'll
do it
support her when
often.
she does.
Yeah,
And a
I'll
couple
work
of your
with
other
her.
pole babies are competing at APC.
Oh yes, that's right. Yes, I'll be there.
You'll
You
be
have to
there.
come and you can be part of
Just
the
look for the
cheering
people
section.
screaming really loudly.
Very
That's
loudly.
us.
So
There's
if people
gonna be a
want to reach
lot
out
of
to
people
you,
screaming.
We're the loudest.
Oh, y'all the loudest.
We're
Yeah,
the loudest.
Okay.
so if people want to reach out to you, how can they reach you? Your Instagram? Can you get information out?
Absolutely. Yeah. PoleSmart on Instagram.
We can.
Yeah, at PoleSmart. It's
Oh,
at PoleSmart.
PoleSmart.
PoleSmart. Yes,
Yeah.
no underscores, no
No
dashes, no
underscore,
hyphens,
no
nothing.
dash. Just PoleSmart.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
Be smart
PoleSmart.com.
on the pole.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
exactly.
We make, like I
Do
said, we
it
make
smart.
apparel. We make
Uh-huh.
these cool little cover-ups.
Really?
They're
That's
called-
nice.
Yes, thank you. So this is so you can throw it on if you don't feel like putting pants on after class.
Oh.
Just throw this right on, run to your car, and call it a day.
So I have a question for you. Why y'all didn't come to the Super Bowl party?
What are you talking about? I was there.
I thought so.
Yeah, she
I
wasn't.
thought so.
I was pole dancing.
Oh, okay.
Super Bowl pole dancing.
Yeah, no, the
dancing.
Eagles were playing. I can get on the pole another
So what
day.
you thought of the Super Bowl party?
It was awesome. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
See?
it quite a bit. You should have been here. Sorry.
Tell them
You
again.
missed it. You should have been here.
Okay. So we're gonna talk about a little about sports. Okay. What about JB Joe Johnson to the Houston Rockets? What you
That's a
thought?
good look. Joe Johnson, he older now, but he play that old man ball that you can't really control at times.
Mhm.
So that's gonna be a good look for him to come off the bench, give him a couple buckets. 'Cause he'll still give you 15.
But Joe does not have a ring yet.
He don't. He ain't gonna have one either.
So what about? Okay, they talking about he should go even.
As simple as that.
He should actually go to the Warriors because they actually thinking about bringing on Vince Carter.
Now Vince need to retire. Vince, if you watching Vince, just go ahead and after this season, just retire, yeah, because you old. You are
But he
old.
still don't get that ring.
And
I'll
he
bring
be
him on the
getting
Warriors.
Nah, he be getting dogged on defense too. So he got to retire, yeah.
Wow.
Vince my man though, but he got to retire. He got to. The Warriors don't need nobody else either. Like they got the cheat code. They don't need nobody else.
Wow, you saw Cavaliers today?
Nah, I was busy today.
Man, they are stacked. So you cannot say LeBron can be a GOAT.
They not stacked though.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
On paper.
Where's
But-
Mike and Neil and filled in these questions? Oh, they went to the restroom. Ladies, can y'all help us out?
Do
I know
y'all
all
so,
of those words separately, I promise.
so do you watch basketball with your man? Like, do you
He
watch
don't watch
any- Oh, he don't watch basketball?
No.
Do he watch football?
No, we watched the fights last night.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
So describe the night. Okay, he come home, honey. I want to watch the fight.
Oh, that's
What
how
you
you
do?
sound?
I said, yeah, let's watch the fight. We gathered up some snacks, our dogs, and we watched it.
Really? Okay. And you?
I don't know. Here's
No
how I
man
feel
to
about
watch
sports.
with.
No, no man to watch with.
Okay.
But my general feeling about
Nice.
sports is I'll watch anything if you're cute enough.
Oh.
So I understand it. I don't have to ask questions. I understand everything that's happening, and I can follow along, and I can even talk a little smack if you're playing the Sixers or if you're playing the Eagles. But for the most part,
I'm a
I'm
diehard Philly fan, aren't you?
from Philly. I don't really have a choice in the
So
matter.
we're the best-
Which
so-
is why I feel some type of way about that.
Hey, don't do that.
More than
Don't do
you
that.
as
Don't
a
do that.
Cowboys fan.
Right.
Should I get out the way?
Hold on,
He's
he's
a
closer.
Cowboys fan.
The Redskins
Like,
are closer to Philly than Dallas is, so don't do
I
that.
know, but
Don't do
but
No,
Dallas,
no.
like I grew up knowing that like Dallas was just wrong. Like
That wasn't
Wow.
wrong.
Wow.
Don't do that. And I'm here now, so I can still like root for the Redskins.
I have a question for you.
Really real, really fast.
So, T.O. and McNabb beef. What you think about that?
From back in the day?
Yes. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh God.
Who's right? Who's wrong?
I don't even remember what it was about. Neither one of them won the Super Bowl when they went, so I don't really
This
care.
is true.
Well, T.O. was
This is true.
T.O. said
a whole lot of
that
shade
McNabb
being
was
thrown.
jealous of him because he was getting all the spotlight, and the fans like you was loving him more than they were loving McNabb.
I mean,
I'm giving Philly love. This Philly week.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I mean, like, McNabb at that point, he was like the franchise player. He wasn't going anywhere.
Okay.
So if he felt some type of way, then that was just stupid because he wasn't going anywhere. T.O. was basically kind of like a fly-by-night. He came, and I think he was just there that year, and then he left, and he had got hurt, and then he went back for the Super Bowl, and he felt like he pushed through for the team, and then McNabb basically pooed the bed.
So is it true that they actually have a jail underneath the stadium?
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
And then y'all actually throw batteries at other...
Yes, and we booed Santa, and we booed it all.
Y'all did
and we
boo
booed
Santa.
Brandy when she sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow to say thank you. Yes, Philly fans are passionate.
Nah, crazy.
I'm some of them are dictionary.
No, some of them they're die hard. They're die hard. They're ride or die. Some of them are awful people, but the bulk of them are just they just really love their home team.
So you being from Philly, where's the best place? Because I love the grub.
Are you about to ask me where's the best
So
place?
where's the best place to get a cheesesteak?
Okay, so let me break it down for you like this. Do not go to Pat's.
Yeah.
Do not go to Geno's.
Whoa, everybody say Geno's supposed to be the spot.
No. Who told you that? It was not somebody from Philly.
On South Street, you see the big sign for Geno's.
That's not South Street.
Okay.
That's not South Street. What's on South Street is Jim's and Ishkabibbles. Now those are okay places. I'm actually not a fan of Ishkabibbles.
Yeah,
so I prefer my cheesesteak. Like I like I get a chicken cheesesteak, and I like the slices, the thin slices that they chop up. But I don't like the chunks, like chicken tenderloins that they make into chunks. That's too much. It's too much chewing. So the thing about Philly is that cheesesteaks are so prolific. You can go just go in the hood, go anywhere. But if you have to go, Max's in North Philly. If you're brave enough
to go to North
to
Philly,
go in the heart of North Philly, go to Max's. I took her to Max's. She didn't even eat.
Oh, that was the place we went?
Yeah, my cousin was very concerned about her well-being because she kind of walked around looking like Kimmy Schmidt with her backpack on, and she was just like, she was like, you gonna let her go across the street by herself?
Backpack.
Yeah,
ready.
But she made it back across the street.
So what about in South Philly? Because I'm okay in South Philly.
Delisandro's. I hear really good things about them. I've never tried it, but Delisandro's is. Yeah, that's where
and Max is in North Philly.
Max is in North Philly. But if you are just in any random neighborhood, you can go to any random pizzeria. Everybody uses Amoroso Rose, and they use, Old Dirty Grill. Just gonna get you that flavor cooked in.
Wow.
They know how to do it. You don't have to worry about it.
So who you recommend? But who you would say would be the best Philly sports icon? You got Iverson. You got. Dr. J. Who would you say?
I'm gonna go with AI. You could have kind of stopped there. Like AI, I still love.
I feel you on that.
I still love AI. We're talking about practice. I remember very vividly when they were in the championship.
So what do y'all plan to do for the future of PoleSmart? Like, what's the vision?
We want to be
everywhere.
Yeah, we want to be on the names and on the backs and on the butts.
The Pole household.
Yeah, we absolutely, because we have our Allen Iversons in the Pole community. We have our Michael Jordans. Yes, we have people that I could drop some names and you'd be like, what? And to us, but they're like, I have people that I routinely and regularly stalk and have huge inappropriate crushes on. One person I love so much, I don't think her husband deserves her. I don't think he understands the treasure that she is.
I see you on the episode of Slack, right?
But I know how to rein in my crazy. But yeah, so
we want to keep making pole dancers' lives better.
Absolutely.
So we're working on some new cosmetic products to come out, some new apparel that is not only adorable, but we also want to make everything more functional for the pole dancers that use it, and connect everybody's information in this collaborative environment that we get to work within. So.
And I know off camera you said, you know, don't use like lotion, all that stuff.
No, you'll die.
So,
you don't
so
why is that? Why not?
So lotion, oil. Okay. Most lotions are oil based.
Right.
Oil and metal don't really mix.
Right. So when you try and do the moves, you're hanging by your pinky toe 15 feet up the pole. If you're wearing lotion, you just slip right down and absolutely die.
15 feet up?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, wow. You way up
easy.
there.
Easy.
You way up there.
Oh, 15 is not way up there.
Yeah.
So what's the highest you went?
What's the highest you made me go?
25?
Oh, yeah, 20. Like 20. That when the poles went all the way up to like the window and you had to touch the top?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, they were like, no, you were fine. You're like, you're still here.
Maybe.
Oh, so,
I mean, this is, so my job as an instructor is to push you past places you think you can go. Like,
through the valley of death.
Basically, because I feel like I have a better gauge on a person's ability.
So do you have
a
competition, like a nationwide competition?
Mm-hmm.
Really? When does it happen?
They're
all the time. Yeah. We have a whole bunch of companies that do them. So in the summer is Pole Theater, which is the more artistic one. All through the year, the PSOs, like we talked about before. There's also the Arnold coming up. That's April, right?
I don't know when it is, but yeah.
We're at the Arnold though.
We are?
No, like pole dancing is it?
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, with the
You're not competing.
Talk about this at all. Okay. She's making decisions and
so one of our viewers got a question for y'all. They want to know: do you prefer real cheeks or fake cheeks, or do you have a preference on?
What?
That's
on like on surgery? You mean like real cheeks?
Oh,
I don't know that I have an opinion. I prefer realistic. I like a realistic looking butt. Like when you start to get into the,
they're all beautiful.
I don't agree with that. I'm not trying to be PC. Listen,
some of them not
if you look like you gonna fall and things gonna explode or you might bounce after you fall, that's too far. Okay, so like a nice little Brazilian butt lick, take some fat out of one place and put it in another, that's totally fine. But like the K Michelle, I gotta get these things out. The Nicki Minaj, that picture that's floating around.
No opinions on other people's.
It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, that's too far. That's too far. Don't do that to yourself.
Don't do that to yourself.
So you know that let's get my thoughts back together.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, the NBA All-Star Game is gonna be in LA.
We're all over the place here.
So
that's how Charlie P like.
If you could, if the is it David Stern? He can come to you and say, okay, we want to do the pole dance at halftime. What would you do?
I don't know who David Stern is, but I'd be like, sure. Oh, okay, cool. Yes, holla at me, Dave. Holla at me.
What would you do? I mean, what you have to be clean. You don't show people what you actually do. Tell me something. I'm throwing you on the spot. What would you do?
What would I like? What would my routine?
What would you perform?
What would I perform? I would. Well, you know what? I would redo my Humble routine. I did a routine to Humble, the Kendrick Lamar song. I did a routine to Humble. That's very family friendly.
Okay.
I'm actually not like my personal style is not so much like the sexy. Like like I said, I love a good body roll. I love a good booty pop, and those things are just there. And because of the nature of what it is, there's always going to be a level of like sexuality that's associated with it, and I'm okay with that. But my personal style and kind of what I try to do is more of like I like a dancey, more like entertaining kind of feel. So
okay.
So what age, say I'm like Charlie P, got teenage girl, and if she wanted to come. Like, what age would you say is appropriate?
As long as mama says she could do it, she can be here.
So 12 years old.
You want your kid to be in an environment where they will receive unconditional support, awareness of their body, build strength, and a sense of confidence. Send them to pole.
Yeah, regularly. Some of our students regularly bring their kids. They either sometimes they participate in class, and then sometimes they just kind of like hang around in the background and build forts out of our mats. Like, yeah. So it's a very supportive and encouraging environment. There's nothing inappropriate or untoward that's going on that we would be afraid to show young children.
In fact, quite the opposite. Last year at the International Pole Convention that we work very close with, there was a Kids in Pole showcase, and this one amazing little girl, she's still,
love her.
I'm gonna cry again.
Oh my gosh.
She did a performance to one of the songs from Moana. Actually, she did I Am Moana. And there was nothing like seeing I think she was 7 at the time, right?
7, yeah.
A 7-year-old girl
She was 7.
perform amazing stunts on stage and have a room of 650 women cheering her on.
Really? Wow.
It was magical.
7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I hear it. I hear it. And I understand it. So I get the hesitation. I get the not my daughter in your voice. I totally get
sexual
it.
if you make it.
Absolutely. You can't control what other people are going to think.
So
if you be okay with your daughter wearing a leotard and doing a tumbling routine for gymnastics, then there's no reason why you can't also wrap your mind around your daughter doing a routine on the pole that is not in any way filled with a booty pop or a body roll. We totally understand, and we are not even trying to separate it from its roots in strip clubs.
No, we love strippers.
We do too.
All right then.
We stole everything that we got in our
we
store
call
from
it
strippers. Really.
I like to call it stripper appropriation. Like we've appropriated their craft.
Well, I don't call them strippers, I call them entertainers.
That's fine. I mean, I think they'd be okay. I think you call them strippers.
Okay.
They take their clothes off.
As a Philly fan.
There are children watching. Sorry.
Would you keep Folks as your quarterback? You just won a Super Bowl.
Oh, that's a tricky one.
Wentz.
That's
Wentz
a
was
tricky
hurt.
one.
Which one would you keep?
Well, they couldn't have gotten there without Wentz. Well, I won't say they couldn't because we don't know, but they got there because of Wentz. So, you can't cast him aside as if he didn't in any way contribute to their victory. I think keep them both.
How can you keep both? Because if the locker room be divided, he's the MVP.
I don't think it would be divided. The thing that is really different about this team this year is the sense of like family and camaraderie and the closeness that they feel. And I don't think that they would turn it into an environment of pitting them against each other. They can still work collectively to get them to the Super Bowl next year.
Let me ask Mike or Neil.
Is that too kumbaya? That's too much holding.
My bad.
Holding.
JB, what's your thoughts?
On Nick.
Thoughts or
I say keep the Bam. I mean, so this is the thing. People forget that he used to be a starter. Like people act like he can't do the job. You know what I mean? So I say keep him because you never know what's going to happen next year. Wentz could get hurt again.
But so you might have a locker room divided. He won the Super Bowl if
he won the he
Wentz
went
come
out
out there and not come out and doing the exact same thing. Say you go like you lose 3 games in a row,
then you put him in the game. Like
it's locker room divided.
Nah, because this is the thing. You're a backup quarterback. You my backup. As the starter, you're my backup. So that's just like anything else. In plays, you have an understudy. If you're not producing, they have to bring the next person in to do the job.
But imagine me coming to the locker room. You the starter. I'm walking in the locker room. MVP, Super Bowl. I won it all. And you haven't done nothing.
I got us there.
Yes.
Like, he won those games. Yeah, because you had to. It wasn't because I did bad. It was because you had to because I was hurt. Now, had I stunk up the first half of the Super Bowl and then you had to come in and save the day, I get that. But I wasn't even on the field.
Wow.
So
that's tough.
You went down like right before the playoffs.
Yeah, like you can't, I say you keep both.
I think I trade him, get some draft picks.
You trade him, get some draft picks. Wentz get hurt again.
Or
Foles get hurt again. Now you in the same predicament. Now you ain't going back to the Super Bowl.
Well, pole dances, what would you do?
I just told you, keep them both.
Yeah.
Keep them both. I don't think that you should throw the baby out with the bathwater. I guess like don't put all. I mean, you have 2 starting quarterbacks basically. Like you have 2 people who can get the job done. Why would you give it away?
Because the other person said I should be starting now. This should be my show.
I don't think. But what about like? Do you think that that's just how ego works? That he's just because he works.
Yes.
Oh, that's so cute. I guess it's like a guy thing. Like, 'cause I'm like, let's do this again. Let's win together. It doesn't matter if like I do it, you do it. Like my paycheck gonna be fat, your paycheck gonna be fat.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Exactly. Like I'm like let's hold hands. But that's not. I guess that's just not. That's why pole will never be an Olympic sport. Because we too nice. We care about
love each other too much.
Like we just.
Let's talk about the Sixers. Do you trust the process with the Sixers?
I don't know nothing about the Sixers right now. I don't know
you said you were a Philly fan.
I am. I told you. Listen, I will pay attention when Warren's paying attention. I haven't heard a good thing about the Sixers yet.
Okay. Well, I have a question.
Okay, sir.
What's the question, Charlie? I have a question. Now you humming.
Because I had to keep it clean. So let's talk about this first. Let me get my thoughts together. Let's talk about it. Explain that once again.
Okay, so because pole dancers cannot use oil-based products on our skin before we do our sport, she told me that I couldn't wear lotion to class, and I don't like doing anything she tells me to do.
Not a thing.
So I went home and I did so much research, and I mentioned this, that it's water-based and has only ingredients in it that make you grippier. So while it is intended for pole dancing, it can be adapted to a lot of other sports that might need it. Right, like other aerialists might use it, rock climbers. My boyfriend uses it when he weightlifts. So yeah, it makes your skin healthy, and that makes you grippier.
Yeah.
So do you need to like would I need to like wipe my arm first, then put this on, or just go ahead and just spray? Like if I come in fresh out the shower.
Yeah,
you just spray that on. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I actually in the summertime, this is what I use on days that I have to teach. I'll use it in the beginning of the day because there is nothing worse than trying to be ashy all day and wearing a skirt. So,
and dry skin actually makes you slip more.
You put this on the daytime?
Yeah.
You want you some, Charlie?
Well, it smells good?
No, it smell. I ain't no smell on it too.
Yeah. Oh, it's peppermint.
It's peppermint and orange.
No. Spray it on JB.
I'm not
gonna How about this? Open it up a little. Oh, there we go.
We're back at PoleCon.
Get people to
feel like it's not acid.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you like the smell?
No, I smell it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's right. You opened it up.
Yeah.
A little bit.
He just wanted to smell your hand. That's all
that
was. So do y'all think Tom Brady should be worried since he lost to a backup? No? I don't think so, because he's still that dude. But
I don't know about whatever.
Do you think he should retire though? Because he up there.
Yeah, he's
Would
probably
you
not
retire
going
now
to.
if you lost the Super Bowl, or you go back one more time?
I'll fix it for him so he can come back.
If I'm Brady, I'd go back because he ain't, his line don't let him get hurt. So
yeah, right. Okay.
But speaking of Brady, did you see the meme with him with that gray jacket on when he was leaving?
Yeah.
I
saw that.
That was bad.
It was bad.
A lot of this fashion in the NBA, NFL, it's too borderline for me.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot going on between him and Cam Newton.
That's a good question. Okay, for the studio, y'all, what type of music do you actually play?
All kinds.
Yeah, I mean, my ratchet babies, they prefer trap music. They love trap. They love trap music.
Can I get a
sample?
sample?
Lyra too.
Give me a sample of that music. I mean, I want to hear like a sample of it. You have a sample?
A clear
this
No, we don't.
I mean, you did
but I don't know that they cleared that for this show. Y'all gonna get booted off of YouTube. They gonna mute you.
What about your classic like Luther Vandross or Teddy Pendergrass?
Trying to make love in there, huh, Charlie?
I think we would pitch a fit.
And it's times like that I recognize that I am so much older than the people that I teach. Like most of my students are in their 20s, and I have a few students that are around my age, but so they appreciate if I like try to switch it up. But the side eyes, they don't even like in a warm up. They wouldn't even let me get past if I try to put on some Teddy Pendergrass. They'd be like, okay, so are you switching this now? Are you going to another? Yeah, and they just.
I think I've even taken your phone and switched it before.
They have. when I just put my phone on shuffle, and they were like, I don't know what this is.
So do you allow people to come in and record what they actually doing, or you just want everything exclusive to what you based on?
No,
We record
away.
So
So
we track our fitness progress.
absolutely, and also there's nothing new under the sun. There's even a move that's like floating around right now that's like really popular that I saw in the past week 2 people take credit for. And so when I first started, I thought I invented something, and it was like, no, you did not. So there are times where you fall into things. So I don't try to keep anything, like proprietary. And honestly, 99% of my lesson plans come from Instagram. I just scroll through Instagram. I'm like, that looks doable. Let's try that.
I only have Instagram for pole dancing. I never had an Instagram before that, but I wanted a way to track and share my progress with my pole sisters, and that is our biggest way of disseminating information right now. So when there's a move that we want to show off, or that if like we want to learn it and we've heard about it before, we'll go look it up on Instagram and see everybody else who's done it.
Absolutely. Or if I'm teaching something and I can't remember how to do it, and they'll be like, can you show us the post on Instagram that you got this from?
And we all huddle around the phone.
And they're like, oh, okay, I got
together.
So you put your foot in the wrong place. I was like, okay.
Try putting it on your head next time.
I frequent the strip club, so
Yeah.
I seen one of the strippers was at the top of the pole.
Did she stand on the ceiling?
Oh, I seen that too, but she no brakes.
Drop
She
down.
took the brakes off, and
Yeah.
so how hard is that to do that?
Not very.
Yeah, like
You just
I mean, like
have
to
to
If you
stop.
flick,
Paint tolerance.
oh, you mean to stop,
Yeah,
like,
like
to
she
a dead
like stopped, like
Oh yeah, no, that's not you. So there are some moves that are a matter of strength, some moves that are a matter of coordination, and some moves that are just a matter of skin conditioning and pain tolerance.
That is a pain
So
tolerance.
that's a
move.
pain tolerance one, because you have to be able to deal with basically catching yourself and your skin suddenly,
Right. But once
Stop
you
me.
kill most of your nerves, it's
yeah,
not
oh,
that bad.
absolutely.
all right.
Not to put anybody on the spot. What goes on
Because that it just looked difficult. So
And that's
why-
the beauty of it. That's my favorite thing. The things that look difficult that are not. That's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Well, not to embarrass anyone, but where have you seen like someone who come to class and they just make a fool of themselves? So people who come, they won't be embarrassed to make a mistake. What's something?
We all make mistakes all the time.
Like, what have you seen?
Well, I mean,
Like people passing gas. They
I've
let
smelled
loose
it.
on
I've
them-
smelled it a
loose on
couple
themselves.
times.
You can't
I've
follow
smelled
the
it a couple
pole, yeah.
times, and and I was just like, okay, well, it all happens. Everybody's,
Somebody
human.
fall,
Oh yeah, I'm
somebody
regularly.
pee
She
on
dropped me
herself.
once.
She dropped you.
I did not drop her.
So
I turned my back, and she
never
fell
going to admit it.
on her own.
So let us know from
You were supposed
your
to-
perspective. What's your perspective of the incident?
So we were working on a move. I didn't want to work on it because I hate the moves that are like this. It was a Superman, for those of you who know what the move is. And
Okay.
Something where you
she
have to
was
basically grip
supposed
with
to
your
be
thighs.
helping me, and she walked away.
Because she looked like she was okay.
I was not
I
okay.
trusted you.
I was
trusted
screaming
you
the whole
to be-
time.
because you screamed through everything.
Screaming.
So
I'm not okay with it either.
she screams through everything. I routinely put her
so
in front and then walk away. She
I
had
fell
it. She
and
was
I
fine.
hit my face on the
She's
ground.
still, her face is fine. There's no marks.
Now it is.
Her face is fine. I did not drop her. So it's one thing. Say I wasn't watching you, but don't say that I dropped you. There are some people that I actually dropped that I feel bad about.
Get down.
I'm not one of them.
Yeah, no, I dropped a girl that fit for pole, and I still feel bad about myself. I straight up dropped her on
You
her
out here
head.
dropping people.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen
We
often.
also fall on our own all the time. One of my
Absolutely.
favorite pole dancer tropes is that we will do backflips and all of this stuff in like 8-9 inch heels. But then if you ask us to just like stand or basically walk in them, we just boom. But I'll do a backflip in one any day.
So do y'all recommend ladies, single ladies, wives, girlfriends to get a pole in the house?
It's a really good way to practice if it's within your like rental agreement. A lot of us who have them don't use them as much as we thought
Yeah.
we would.
My pole was under my bed for a very long time, and now it's sitting at the studio just because
Yeah.
I needed the space.
Mine is surrounded by stuff that I had to get out of another room. So there are plenty of people that learn solely from home and they'll use Instagram as a reference point. There are people who actually commit to their home practice, and power to them. I have not.
I'm not about that life. And also, so the thing is, a lot of times people will buy these dance poles because they're cheap and it's like $100.
Don't get the cheap ones.
Do not buy a $100 pole on Amazon.
Listen
or
up,
eBay.
ladies.
Don't do it. You can buy a secondhand pole that maybe costs you $100 that was originally $300, but do not buy anything called a dance pole, because it is very likely that it is not rated to do anything aside from walk around and look cute and body roll a little bit. But if you want to flip upside down or anything like that, don't. That's not what you need. You want an X pole, or you want a platinum stages
or a loop it pole.
Yes.
So on average, like, what's the range for like a good quality pole?
Like $300-400.
Something like that.
Yeah. Like I think like the stationary ones, because they're stationary and they're spinning. So
yeah, it does stationary. It does spin.
Oh, do you know Charlie P?
Apparently Charlie P does.
Well, let's get into our favorite topic, the Martin Show. You familiar with Martin?
I'm absolutely familiar.
Ah.
Are you familiar with Martin? No.
What's okay?
We're gonna ask you a couple of questions.
That's all right.
I will do my best to answer them.
And
Okay.
she's not gonna be able to, but it's okay.
All right. The first question: what city was the show Martin based in? You have A, Cleveland, B,
Detroit.
Chicago, C, Cincinnati, D, Detroit.
Detroit.
Okay. Boom. All right. You're on point. All right, Philly. All right, Philly. People
I
gonna get mad at you.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
I know
okay.
the show.
Who was the host of What's Up before Martin? You got A, Steve Winters, C, Vonell Hill, D, Martin Hurd.
Yeah, what
I
happened?
know. Did you skip a
Exactly. Y'all paying attention. He was Sean McDermott.
Sean McDermott. No,
Yeah.
that was the white guy, the guy that helped out.
Yeah.
I know he went to the Varnell Hill show. I don't
Did
know
you
if that
miss
was
me?
the guy. Yeah, I don't know if that was the guy that was. Ooh, yeah, that was the Varnell Hill show.
Oh,
What's
that
the
was
other?
a funny episode.
That
You
was.
remember
I do.
He came out, started stomping like what?
KC, JoJo.
Yeah, for free.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was Vonell Hill.
It was Varnell Hill. Okay.
Okay, what type of car did Cole drive? Chevy Nova, Pinto, Pacer, Eldorado.
It was the Pacer.
You are a beast. you are vicious with yours.
I love that show.
All right, last
This is
question.
exactly how I play every trivia game. I just pair myself with what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's a smart move. That's a smart move. I don't blame
Last question. This is a tough one.
Okay.
Bear with me.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, wisdom.
On the poll, who you see better? Glenn, Neil,
Chill.
Mike. And on the poll, who you see better?
I'm gonna go with Glenn because the quiet one. The quiet belly
Okay, we done with the question. We got 5 minutes left.
We appreciate y'all for coming on the show.
Thanks for
Once
having
again,
us.
let the people know how they can get in contact with y'all, how they can follow y'all on Instagram, get to the studio. What's the name of the studio again?
The
My
studio's
Body Shop.
name is My Body Shop. Web address is www.formybodyshop.com. The other studio is Fit for Polars in Alexandria, Virginia. That's fitforpolars.com. The number 4. You want to see some of our merchandise and apparel. That is myPoleSmart.com. If you want to check us out on Facebook or Instagram, that is just PoleSmart.
Cool. We out.
Also, we are actually sending out advertisement. You can sponsor your shows, your business live on the Huddle Show. So look out for the emails. Coming to you soon. Thank you.